Step back from the stepping back itself without grasping for it completely. With this, it will be truly purifying through the extinction and the emptiness. Whatever that is seen and known has to be with no grasping for the non-grasping itself. This will simultaneously purifying the objects of seeing and knowing. Bless directly, help through the purification. From no grasping for the non-grasping itself at all times, all the way. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself at all times, at all times. This will help through unwinding and releasing at all times as well. This will purify simultaneously for the maintaining of the mind, maintaining emotions, maintaining stillness, ordinariness, indifference. These are the maintaining of the mind, of the state of mind, will be purified simultaneously. Everything is from no grasping for the non-grasping itself at all times. Not grasping for the non-grasping itself is over. The grasping mind is over, which means that it's ending all about realms of existence. The first grasping is grasping for knowing and seeing, grasping for the mind, grasping for the states of mind. First of all, grasping is grasping for the grasping itself. That's the first thing. Therefore, let's purify the first grasping, not grasping for the non-grasping itself. From this point, not grasping for the non-grasping itself. At this moment, everyone is following in the way that is brightening. There are a lot of the intangible beings as well. The question is, Luang Po is talking about the spirits who are remaining in the lower realms of existence. That's right. The angel realms are also including in the non-human beings. All the spirits includes in all realms of existence as intangible beings. Every country has heaven realms and hell realms. Each country have the karma that destine oneself as in all realms of existence in one's own country. Help through unwinding and releasing continuously Use the reminders as such. Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself. Use these reminders to help through the purification, to help through unwinding constantly. It will help unwind for everyone and everything simultaneously, including oneself. At this time, at this era, help through unwinding and releasing only. There is no need to be the role to make it worse, to emphasize on anything. Use the reminders to help through unwinding and releasing thoroughly. Everything is not grasping for the non-grasping itself. Everything is not attached to the non-attachment itself. Everything will be unwound simultaneously, not before nor after, not about oneself first and then the external later. It has to be simultaneously through the essence of not attached to the non-attachment itself. It will continue like this accordingly, not before nor after. Everything is mind from mind itself. This is help through cutting within itself, help through the purification of the extinction and emptiness simultaneously. The most sublime is to help end for all beings. And that which is beyond sublime is that which has no identification within itself, no significance within itself. If we are talking about the sublime, to help end for all beings is the most sublime thing. The most sublime. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself. From not attached to the non-attachment itself. Know that is not know itself. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself. Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself. This will proceed simultaneously. Flowers blossom out and discard itself. The word everything is like each petal of a flower, of a lotus. Every petal. Discard is blossoming state. It's from not grasping for the non-grasping itself with everything. That is blossom out and discarding blossoming state. The mighty force will help through unwinding altogether, automatically, in the way that is simultaneous, internally and externally. Right now, we have no role to emphasize on karma. Don't be deludedly being upright or not, projecting or not. That which is not grasping even for the non-grasping itself. No is not no itself. Direct purifying child. Help through unwinding for each karma and each karmic difficulties only. There is no role to make anything worse, no longer. That is from no grasping for the non-grasping itself with everything, child. That's why there is no need to add on intentions on top of anything any longer. With everything, let's get over to add on top of karma with anything. Therefore, diligently use the reminders that purify themselves constantly. The assumed up purifying itself constantly. Each sentence is assumed up. But whenever it's not grasping for itself, the sentence will purify itself. That is called the assumed purifying itself. The made-up things purify themselves. Each sentence that you recall is about assuming up totally. However, they have self-purification in itself. It's not about grasping. It will affect to help unwind altogether. Whether it's about samsara, the physical world, is simultaneously purified. This will become the conscience that purifies itself. Let's not be engrossed with the conscious mind without purifying itself. The conscience is samsara within itself still. Let there be self-purification within the conscience itself without grasping for itself. Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself is a kind of conscience, but it doesn't grasp for itself. Therefore, it will affect in purifying all about conscience. All about the mind is internal mind, external mind, and the minds of samsara at large. These are called various minds. When they are linking, there will be automatic purification for each other. Conscious mind that has self-purification within itself. Any type of conscious mind that doesn't purify itself, it will be the suffering in itself. The more conscience there is, the more suffering it will be within the conscience itself. If it doesn't purify and unwind from itself, it will become suffering within the conscience itself. Whether it is within good moral or otherwise, just mind only. Everything is mind from mind itself, from disengaged, that disengaged from itself. Mind from mind itself with everything. That is putting down, that doesn't grasp for itself. The emptiness that doesn't grasp for itself. This will turn into the emptiness that purifies samsara. No grasping for the putting down itself, for the emptiness itself. No grasping for the non-grasping itself. This will purify without limits for samsara continuously. Let's use the reminders that purify themselves constantly, the conscious that purifies itself constantly. From not involved within the uninvolvement itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself, not grasping for the non-grasping itself, with everything. This will turn into the essence of the great compassion at all times for samsara. It can purify with this essence through the purification of the emptiness at all times. No more time to present good karma or bad karma already. Good karma is still a karma. Bad karma is still a karma. Even neutral karma is still a karma. No more time to present all about karma. Let's not be obsessed to be deluded with good karma or bad karma. Even indifference is still a kind of karma. Karma within stillness, within the indifference. Neutral karma. This is called neutral karma. No more time with all types of karma already. Everything is from let go of the letting go itself, not grasping for the non-grasping itself. Let's purify through this conclusion continuously. Let's help through end the ending itself thoroughly. The ceasing itself to help one another thoroughly. End all about selling, presenting karma towards one another. Let's not be obsessed to sell good karma to one another. It's not about selling the heaven realms, Brahma realms, on and on. That's not the way. No more time for that already, to invite one another towards the Brahma realm or heaven realms. There's no time for that already. There's no more time to present all about karma for one another. Everything is my from my itself. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself. Everything is from cease the ceasing itself, end the ending itself. Let's be thorough with it. Cease the ceasing itself, end the ending itself. There's no time to deceive people to go for Nibbana already. Deceiving others towards Nibbana, no more time for that already. To go for Nibbana is actually blocking the true Nibbana. Everything is from cease the ceasing itself. Everything is from my itself. Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself. Everything is from let go of the letting go itself. This is not to deceive anyone for Nibbana anywhere. Even Nibbana at the present is not it. Everything is from no is not no itself. And the ending itself, cease the ceasing itself. Let's conclude thoroughly towards ending. Do water blessing, sharing the perfection for samsara more often. Don't just pouring tea. Making tea and pouring the tea is the vibhak, paying back of one's own karmic difficulties, because in the past one has been served too much. So many servants doing that for you. Therefore, you have a lot of debts of karma. At times, you have to do that as well in the same way as your servants. From now on, share the perfection instead for compensation of the debts of karma. This will cut off the gross karma and use the essence of Nirodha and Nibbana to purify samsara with everything not attached to the non-attachment itself. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself. This is the conclusion of the liberation for samsara. This is to help samsara through the liberation, actually. When you do water blessing, recall this sentence: everything not attached to the non-attachment itself. Everything is my from my itself. Any sentence you can use while pouring the water as a blessing. Help through ending for samsara. Share the perfection and help through ending at the same time as you do water blessing, not just sharing the perfection. Use the recall, the reminder to cut through simultaneously, sharing the perfection and help through ending simultaneously. What are you going to start with the mind? For the mind. How are you going to begin the mind so that it will not become karma? Begin with giving, child. Begin with giving. It will let out the karma, not to let in the karma. It will not become karma to coming in, and it will not hold on or hold in karma, and it will not create karma within oneself. Begin with giving for the mind, not to practice for attainment. Practicing samadhi, mindfulness, concentration, meditative power for achievement, for attainment. Whatever that begin with practicing for attainment is all about karma. Therefore, that's why there's a question: how do you begin so that it will not become karma? Begin with giving. Share. Open the mind as giving for samsara. All that is karma will be released. Just like flowers blossom out of its bud. Pouring water is like you are doing water blessing simultaneously. Share the perfection simultaneously. Don't separate the blessing from the task. While you are pouring the tea, sharing your perfection simultaneously. Tonight, there will be a lot of realms of existence in the intangible realms. When we go back to the place where we're staying, take a shower, and then continue to move on for blessing, move about.